You're sitting in my Chabad house, our Chabad house, the Rebbe's Chabad house, and I don't really have much to tell you. I'm not in a position to tell you anything. You guys are much holier than me. I saw the Rebbe. I'm into Fabrengens. I got dollars from the Rebbe. I got dimes, nickels, kudvesim, tanias, so on and so forth. I also speak without a mic here every day, especially on Shabbos, so I don't need the mic. I'm going to keep it very brief because I know you're hungry and I see a very serious barbecue waiting for you outside. Mamish Tzar Balachaim. Tameh Chaim Dok. Ready? I just want to tell you a few very, very short things. I know you have this chus of listening to my father, I think, this morning. My father is one of the greatest secrets of the Lubavitcher world. Unfortunately, he doesn't talk more. Back at home, we don't hear much from him either. It takes a lot to get out of my father. And my father has some amazing, amazing stories of the Rebbe. I'm not related to anything like that. But I also went on release time. I went on release time for a few years. I wasn't in the mood, and I was tired. I also needed the $5. And they also needed the cookies and whatever else they served, sitting in 770 or wherever it was that I was going to release time from. And some years I went on release time where there was a lot of kids. Like you said before, this year we're focusing on the places that have a lot of kids. I went to Far Rockaway for 1 year for one kid in Nebuch. And he was a special needs child, actually. Me and, not just me alone, me and another Bach he went for. So he got one half of the kid, I got the other half. Or we alternated. I did 1 week, he did the other week, or he watched and I listened, and he listened and I watched. I also seen here for the last 7 years, Bach and Kam here, we have a public school with like, I don't know, maybe 200 Jewish kids. I think we had 3.5 kids here over the last 3-4 years. I offered last year Bach $25 a pop for every kid they bring here. I think they brought another 2.5 kids. I say 2.5 because by the time you get here, by the time you go home, you wonder. But I want to tell you something that sometimes it's the mind of Menasech. And I'm not here to tell you all the great stories of all the great Yidden that went through release time. And all the Yidden that became frum because of release time, and all the great Jewish leaders that are frum today because of release time. But I will tell you that in the Sefer that we made about Shalom, about release time a few years ago, I don't know if any of you saw the Sefer, but it's Kedai, you go through it. It's an unbelievable Sefer. I don't think there's any project of the Rebbe that has had such a wonderful coverage like release time. I mean, the first took a Sefer, a few hundred pages, push it about one mitzvah, one project of the Rebbe like that. And in one of the letters here to my Zayda, he writes to the Rebbe that there are 5,000 kids in release time. And we all know, if there's anything you could say about the Rebbe, was like, you wrote to the Rebbe, you came by the Rebbe and you told the Rebbe something great you accomplished, the Rebbe would always say, okay, that was what you did till now, and what are you going to continue? Or someone would come and give $1 million, and the Rebbe would say, that's not what you can give. You should give 5 million or 10 million. You're never going to get from the Rebbe, oh, shkoyach, kavaldik, excellent, you've done great, now you can go on vacation. Never happened. This letter that he wrote to the Rebbe, there are 5,000 kids at release time, the Rebbe writes back, and forgive me for the exact lashon, but I think the word was bati. The Rebbe used the term that I'm satisfied. And that's not something common. And I can't say I went through all of the Gris Kodesh, a large part of it. And I'm very uncommon to find such a lashon of the Rebbe, where the Rebbe would write, I am satisfied. So I think that the Rebbe set the bar very, very high. We don't have 5,000 kids at release time, and I think at that time you had a lot more kids in the public school system. However, fast forwarding, that was back in the 40s or the early 50s. In the 1980s, in Toshin Mems, I remember seeing a Fabrengen in a video maybe about 10 years ago. I can't remember which Fabrengen it was. Again, I wasn't scheduled to speak here, otherwise I would have found out. There's a Fabrengen where the Rebbe is talking about chinuch. Maybe he's talking also about release time. And the Rebbe says, the hunderte tausende Kinder in Volksschule. Hundreds of thousands of kids. Can you imagine? You'll correct me if I'm wrong. Someone here will find this video. This Fabrengen. Huh?
Millions.
Hundreds of thousands? Yeah. Hundreds of thousands. You know what that means? And you know, Americans and New Yorkers like to talk big. We are big Baal Suggis, you know. She's talking about the Rebbe here. There's no exaggeration. So, and that's in New York. So, okay, so fast forward 10 years, there's another 20, 30, 40 yeshivas in New York. There's many, many more about the Chabad. There's many more kids in Hebrew school. There's no question about it. But the Jewish population of New York only grew in the last 20 years. By leaps and bounds, exponentially. So even if there isn't hundreds of thousands, there could still be. But tens of thousands? For sure. Without an exaggeration, without a doubt, tens of thousands of Yiddish kinder in public school. So, Rabbi said we have our work cut out for us. The only question is, and I turn every year to the magician that run this program, and I say one thing. How are we exciting the Bachman to do this? Besides for the Inyan of the Yatzman. I don't know if there's really anything else that we can tell you. Give you $5, give you $10, $20, $25, $50. You have to find the patient within you. Like how do you get a Bachman to get up Chassidus in the morning? Even though every Rebbe for the last 300 years has been telling you to learn Chassidus. Not just Chassidus, but Chassidus Bishul. You know, how do you tell a Bachman to daven before Chatzos? I don't know. How do you get a Bachman to do it? How do you get a Bachman to go to mikveh every day before davening? I don't know. Certain things come easy to us. Certain things are just the Yetzer Hara. It's a raya. It's a good thing. Because the Yetzer Hara only bothers you where it's good. The Yetzer Hara won't bother you where it's not such a good thing. So I want to be ma'ir the olam. To realize, you know, we're all Lubavitchers here. We're all sitting with the Rebbe at some level or another. Pashut, like mamish, find it in your heart and in your soul. Pashut. Not for Rabbi Zirkin, and not for Rabbi Minkowitz, and not for Sadia. Nobody but the Rebbe himself. And ultimately, of course, for yourself, to know that you reached out to another Yid and Chazik another Yid. And finally, I just want to say that the La'olam Yalam is Odom B'derech Ketzorah. His father was saying before, he's a mechanech for many decades. He's bringing Ma'amonech Chazal, so I'll be Mefaten Odom B'dvar Alocha, that La'olam Yalam is Odom B'derech Ketzorah. One of the tricks that I can tell you within my, 15, 20 years of chinuch is really this inyan of la'olam ilam adodam b'derech ketzorah. That you don't understand the effect that you have on a child with that 1 hour a day, or the 20 minutes, or the hour from you pick the kid up till you drop them off. You really don't understand. Mamish, these kids, you could push it, change their life. And if sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want, or the group didn't work out, you didn't get what you were supposed to, or you sometimes feel like you're wasting your time, look at the individual human being that you're going to take from public school into the cheder, into the shul, and ask yourself one thing. How can I make kesher with this kid as if you were the shliach and he was your mekurim? And I have another shliach that works with me and deals with teens, and I tell him the same thing. Just ask yourself that question. How can I make this kid to Yadus? Forget release time, forget the bus, forget the school, forget anything and everything else, but that one thing. You're the shliach. The kid is your mekurim. How are you going to make out of this kid to Yiddish? How can you keep in touch with it that even if next year you go away, that the next bachel that takes over till bar mitzvah and then after bar mitzvah, keep a cash. Just put his number in your phone. Keep a cash with the kid. Maybe even loyal blood. The same way I keep bar mitzvah boys in my phone, the same way I keep alabatim that come Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, the same way you keep a cash with anyone in life that's important to you. If we're here, and all of you are here, we're all here, that means it's important. So I give you a bracha as a shliach of the Rebbe, perhaps in the name of my father, the Zayda, for all the Zoyres where the program started, they should be my shliach, but ultimately it's all about you, the individual. The program is as strong as you, the bachrim, that make it happen.